Hello, everyone. Good evening. Welcome to the African Videography Scholars and Professional Network (PDMP) Tech Track. Today, we'll be having our speaker. I think she's no longer strange to us, Mrs. Loretta, who is a professional data engineer that is working across data analytics and educational technology. He's passionate about democratizing knowledge and empowering um, people through data analysis, training, mentorship, and bootcamp instructions. Over the years, he has supported a lot of people from diverse backgrounds. She also has strong background in research and writing, and has published works and has presented these works at international conferences. Her work is driven by a commitment to making data education more accessible and creating opportunity for continuous learning and innovation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome our speaker tonight once again, Miss Loretta Uchichukwu Ayika. Ma, the floor is yours.
Good evening, everyone. How are we doing? How was the weekend? How was the week? How is the weekend going? No response.
Well, good luck.
Okay. Okay. I hope we'll be able to go through the last class and noted down questions that we think need more clarity on. So if you can use the next 10 minutes to attend to that, that will be able to this session. If there's any question, confusion, anything you want to talk about, you can ask class. Maybe you should bring it up. But if there is no one, then probably start. Okay. So if you're not speaking, please mute your mic so that we do not have background noise. So in the last class, we did all of these things, introduce ourselves to Excel, and talked about the interface. When you open an Excel workbook, what you see. Then somebody grabbed please mute your mic. When you open a workbook, what you see, what's the workbook, what's the worksheet, some basic calculations like max, mean, range, absolute reference, and all of the things that we did in the last class. Those things introduced us to Excel. So I'm hoping that now you were scared of Excel before. The fear must have reduced very well if you went through that video. So today, we want to touch on things that you actually need while working on data sets. Data analysis is most times 80% data cleaning, then dashboarding, 20%. The dashboard is what people see at the final. Nobody knows how and everything you did to make your data good. Remember we talked about good and bad data. So we are going to talk about these things, what you do, the whole thing. So before I made up this, I'm going to share it with us. Because I've gotten so many questions on data cleaning, how do you do some things. I decided to write this thing down. It's not a new document. I wrote it since last year. So when somebody just reach out to me, Loretta, do you know anything I can do to clean this data? I can just easily refer them to, right? Then for us that are in this class, we have this assessment that you are going to do. It's on what we are going to do today. Some of the things we did in the first class. You try your hands. They are going to do assessments. This one another one is at the end of the document. So we now start. So there are many steps to it. Data cleaning. What do you mean by data cleaning? Just to make your bad data to be good. We already talked about things that can make your data bad, duplicates, inconsistency in formatting, many things. So you are going to handle them one by one now. Then you can I divided it into numerical data cleaning. That's how to clean numbers and how to clean text. So you're taking them one by one. The data set is available on my GitHub. Sure. So when you search, my GitHub handle is Florida. GitHub. We are going to do GitHub later in this track. What is going to take us to GitHub so you can settle your story. So when you search that, it's coming. It's just how you can download the data set to work on it on your phone once before going. So I forget. So why is loading? So you click here. And you can search it. That should be okay. This is it. So this is data set. It's an Excel format. Then you can click here. You can wait. I already downloaded it. I don't need it. Let's delete it. So that's how to download this. So you can come to data sets. Your own file. So now this is what we have, right? And so first of all, when you're given a data set to work on, first thing you do is to create a copy of that data set. You're creating a copy so that if anything goes out, you go back to the raw data set as by itself. So don't start. In my office, they call it templates. Everybody does it. They will tell you these templates, just leave it, save another one. So like save the file in another name, so it will become another workbook itself. That's what we need to do. But for this analysis, what I just did is that I duplicated this data set. Like I duplicated it. So if you click here, you see move or copy. So you check the one you want to do before the sheets, anyone. So you create. Then this is a copy of it. So that's how I was able to do it. So you create a copy and then you rename it. Let's rename it as the working data. Now we have this thing. So if you look through what we have here, first of all, I'm going to remove this filter. So I want to just everything from scratch. So now we have these data sets. I stimulated the data set myself. I made it in such a way that it contains most of all the data cleaning you will do during analysis. Then from the onset, first of all, if you look at this whole thing, you would see that there are many inconsistencies. The first one you can spot from this text is that this text has leading spaces in the front. They are called white space. So all this space here, they're not meant to be there, right? It's not good. We have to clean it. This one also has breathing space at the front too. This one too. So the texts are not formatted. Now I would add my filter to here. So how to get filter? Remember, if you're at your home, go to data, click on filter to add filters to it. So you can easily just do like this. Click on the drop down to view them. So if I click at this number, I would see that the phone numbers need cleaning very well. Some start with +234, others start with 80, others are hash. So you need everything to be in the same format. If you want it to be 080, it should be like that. If you want it to start with 234, it should be like that. So you need to clean. Then when you come here, this place, we might want to just have a column for Nigeria and states so that we would know where the states, because this is about products, people that sell things, which state has the highest product that is being sold. Maybe they have so many branches. So the company might want to have an answer that requires states. So you need to split Lagos and Nigeria from your address. So we'll do that too. This one has within space. So at a glance, you will notice a lot of things. If you come here, you would see card, bank transfer, debit card. So credit card, they are referring to the same thing, right? It's just that the person puts card here and not put card here. Cash, debit card, money transfer. So you would want to make sure that they are consistent. Mobile money is the same thing with your transfer. So you would want to clean it. This is also transfer. This is mobile money. This is transfer. These three things are referring to one thing. So what they entered it differently is a problem, because if you leave it like that, you are just duplicating your data. So you would need to go through. Then the same thing. This person wanted to write page and wrote pending. So if I uncheck this box, check for the ones that are pending, you see that it's a typographical error. So you might need to correct it pending. You do all of that. So now that I've applied filter, I want to clean it, clear, check that box, clear all the filters. Now this is the coupon code, right? So let's get into the business of the day. So we'll take it one by one. The first thing we want to do is that we want to put SN for them, like numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, down to get started. So remember what we did last time. Show Excel the pattern you want to do. Then autofill. So if you click here, right, then you can come here. This plus shows, click on it. So you want to fill series, right? Then drag it down. So this is all we have. That's number one thing I'm doing. We'll check this transaction ID. Do we need to do anything on it? No. We don't need to do anything on it for now. We need to do, but not now. Because there are duplicates here. You can see that this person is this person, is this person, is this person. This ID is duplicated. And in this whole data set, the unique ID is the identifier. Remember the last time we talked about what you can use to remove duplicates is the identifier, the unique ID. Here, it is a transaction ID. No two persons can have the same transaction ID. In data, they call it primary key. There's primary key, there's unique key, there's foreign key. So for now, let's stick with primary. Primary key is the unique identifier. Like my BVN is a primary key. My NIN is my primary key because I cannot have it with somebody else in Nigeria. Anything that uniquely identifies you, your phone number is a primary key because no two person can have the same phone number in most cases. Because then, so anything that uniquely identifies you is a primary key. So here, the primary key is the transaction ID. So if you want to check for duplicates data when we are working on this data, we refer to this primary key, right? So that to pick just one, the medium mix. Now we'll come here, the first name. So I would want to have a name where it is just the person's full name. I don't want first name and last name. I want to have the full name. So, and I just insert another column. If you want to do it using your keyboard shortcut, you use Ctrl Shift Plus. But if not, you go to you select this cell the way I just did. Right click, then insert to insert for you. So what I want to have is a full name. Now, right? So now we want to use full name and we want to join these two. So there are two ways you can do it. You can say this equals to, remember we did basic calculations. Anytime you want to do a calculation in Excel, you will start with equal to X. Else, Excel will think that you're just writing things. Are we following? Am I too fast?
Sorry, I don't know if I'm the only one. I'm not seeing your screen.
You can't see my screen. Really?
Yeah, yes.
I can see
I can see it. I can see the screen.
I think it's a network. I think it's a network, sir. So let me
Okay, I
continue.
can see now.
If it continues, you should log out and log in again, please. Internet. So there are two ways you can do it. You can use concatenation by joining. So I will do equals, then I'll pick here. This is called cell referencing. Remember, this cell referencing in our first class, where you reference a cell, right? And then I will do this, then I'll do this. I'll click enter. And you notice that it's joined them, but then there's no space in between. You want a space to be there. So if you want a space to be there, just like your name would usually be in a normal way, you would do this. So now we have this John Doe, right? It is the way we want it, but there's a problem. There's a problem because there's a leading space here. How would you know that there's a leading space? This is the second one. You'll see how the second one appears. That's how it should be. There should be no, this white space in front of John should not be there. So how do you do it? The way I'm doing this thing, I'm not just teaching. Ordinarily, I would have just come and taught trim, concat. Then I'll show you the same way for concat. Then I'll show you for trim. And tell you that trim removes white space. Then use an arbitrary example. So I want to extract this. Remember we did extract. So to show them, or you can drag the cell. So I would have just done it this way, or so why I'm doing it with this data is so that you can see how it is practicalized, like, and visualize this. I think it's better this way. Maybe from time to time I would come and write things that we are talking about here and what they do. It removes the white space. So we go back to our working data. So now what I can do to remove that white space is to wrap this whole thing inside a trim function. So trim is already a function, a predefined function in Excel is there already. So I'll just do trim. Then I'll open my browser. Then I'll close it. And then I have what I need, right? So the way this is now, I can now fill it down. Remember your relative referencing and absolute referencing. Who can tell me the referencing you have there now? Is it relative or absolute?
It's relative referencing.
Okay, so what do you think would happen when you fill it down?
It will fill for each. It will take each row on the. Okay, it will maintain the columns and then change the rules as you fill down, and then you convert them together.
Exactly. So we'll just drag. So I just double click on that plus sign and click here and go over in this small box to change to this. Double click on it to fill it down. So we need to be sure, because sometimes if you're working with data sets that runs in hundreds of thousands, it might not fill down because it's much. So you will need to manually scroll, or there's a way you do it. You hold Control Shift down to take it to the last place. Then you now know, is it the last one that did it fill down completely? Because you might think it filled down, but it did not. And then when you're doing calculations later on, the data is not updated. I encounter that a lot, so I just thought to mention it. You need to, like, when you drag fit down like the way you did here, especially when you're working with a not like large data set, you need to go and check, did it really fill down? If it filled down, fine. If it not fill down, you still do it again. So it's not filling down again because we are the last row, right? So we are done with this. I would copy it. So now I would copy and paste as value. That's one of the space special. So there are many. If you come here, there are many paste options. It's not showing us. Let's copy so I can show you. So I would copy. And when I want to paste, there are many paste options. Just like I paste it, it is still paste with the formula. So why we do paste special and paste as value is so that the formula will go out. The formula will go out. If not, if we decide to delete this thing at some point, we will see that we are going to have an error here, because now we are referencing what's not available again. So to give you this referencing error, the type of error, we've seen NaN error, which is not available. So this one is referencing error, which is referencing a cell that does not exist because you deleted something. So to avoid it, whenever you're doing a calculation, it's very important. Like, they even draw me to my ears. Always copy and paste as value so that your data would not shift. Another one is if you would use the random function, for instance, I insert something here and I use equal to random. I want it to create random numbers for me. Random. It's not a question. Random. Then I want it to create numbers. And then I create this. Hope my system is not bad. Then I close. Okay, sorry, the rand function does not usually accept anything. Like, it doesn't accept. What accepts is the rand between. So if you do rand between, that's why it does not close it. It's not expecting to put anything inside it. If you use rand between, then you're telling it, I want it to generate number between 2 and 3. Okay. 2 and 3. Then to generate 3, if you come down, feed it down, you see that it generates random numbers for you. Rand between 2 and 3. So what this random does now, if I do something, if I click it again, you would see that the value changed. We were having 2 here. Then when we did something, changed to, we were having 3. When we did something, changed to 2. Let's observe it. Now it has changed to 2. So it will keep changing. And if you don't copy and paste as value, and maybe the first value you got was all 3, then you had it in mind to work with all 3, like 3 is a number. But then because you did not copy and paste as value, as you are doing your calculations here, or working on your data sets, to change it. Did you see that it changed? To change it. So what you need to do is to copy it, and then you paste it as value so that it will be static. Let it not be dynamic. So when I paste as value now, the formula beneath it has gone. Whatever I'm doing, I'm not worried that the figures here will change to remain the way it is, because that's how I want it to be. So let me delete it because we don't need it. Just wanted to explain why we do copy and paste as value. Okay, so we'll now come back. We need to do control. We need to go back so that we have our first name back. What else? Okay, I think this is it. So now that we have this one back, let's copy this column, then paste it as value. So we have the full name. Even if I delete this part, still there, it's not changing because we've copied and pasted as value. So I might then delete it because I will not need it. So I can as well just delete this cell. This is what we need. So that's why it is called working data, because after working on it, it will be different from the raw one. Okay, so now if we click here, do a drop down, we'll see. Okay, so we are good. We are good with here, right? So the next one is this. So to do this, please, we'll use if function. I'm going to explain if function. It's also nested if. Then we will refer to the formula here. Remember, these things, you don't need to cram them. You just need to understand the concepts. Do you know how if works? And you maneuver your way around things, right? So we've done this part, deleting unnecessary columns, we've deleted, removing duplicates, right? We'll do that now. Then this is how to remove duplicates. We are going to do it. Then converting text to numbers, we'll do that as we go on. Okay, so we'll use this formula. Where is it? To clean this is a nested if function. You can see it's very long. In this case, I don't need to cram this formula. But I know what I want to do. So first of all, you need to identify what you want to do. Then because you have the knowledge, you can now maybe go to Google or any AI tool and be like, I want to use if formula to first of all, where is our document? So first of all, check the value of a cell. Check the first 3 characters, like describe what you want to do for it. So first of all, that's why you need to do what? Understand the concept first. Because they say the people that can work effectively now in this age are the people that can use AI to automate some of the tasks that have been repetitive in the past. So you don't need to cram a lot of things. Just understand the basics. If you understand the basics and know what you want to do, AI can come in. But if you don't know what you want to do, first of all, you rush to AI, you will make mistake because it will give you a wrong thing and you don't even know. So we'll take a look at what we have here. So we are trying to clean that column for phone number. First of all, we'd observe it. We'd observe the phone number. We'd see that we've observed it before. So how do you observe it? I'll come here. I'll look through. These are the things we have in pencil. I'll drag it. I have this thing. I have these ones that have 2, 3, 4. I have the ones that have 7, 0. I think I should have the one that have 0, 8, 0. Okay, I don't have it. So let's select. I want to see those ones that have quotation marks. How many they are? Why they are? Like how many? I'll filter them out. So these are the ones. They are null. Like the people here did not provide their phone number. So in that case, what do? You cannot put an ordinary phone number for somebody. So you can just delete it. Since there are 2, I just delete it. If there are many that I cannot start deleting it one by one, I would have added another cell and use my if function. If I would explain this if the logical test, if what is here is equal to maybe let's use a single quotation. What is there is double quotation. replace it, the blank one, then we close. The problem is this. Let's say that what is here is, what we have here is 0. What we have here is 0. Then I want to clean. I'll be like, if the value. So this logical test, what is the logical test you want to do? Logical test is, if my name is Uchi, do this. If my name is not Uchi, do this one. If I am older than, if age is greater than 20, is logical reason. If age is greater than 20, do this. If age is less than 20, do this. So that's what will come here. We separate it with a comma. Then they not say what should happen if it is true. In our case, if it is 0, if what is in cell D2, 32, is equal to 0, separate it. What should happen if it is true? We'd say replace it with nothing. So nothing is just 2 quotation marks. If you want the space, you would use, remember when we did concatenation, we did this now, added the space in between, and it did John Doe, so a space between John and Doe, right? So now, I don't want any space, I just wanted to delete it, like nothing should be there. Then if it is false, it should return D32 for us. It should return it for us. Then I'll close it. So now, it checked. What is here? Is it 0? So now this 0, because we put it in quotation marks, we saw it as string. So now it has corrected. So whenever you place something between strings, 2 quotation marks, you automatically turn that into a text or string. Remember we did data type. Anything that is text format is called string. So if I come here and I write 3, then when I'm doing something, I said if it is like put this 3 inside quotation mark, it will not see it as a number, it will see it as a text. So now it saw these things, checked D32, it saw 0. You did what? What did you do? It replaced it with nothing because we said if it is true, do this. If it is not true, return the value that is here for us. And then when I finish, we'll copy and paste this value. So now, we declare the filter. The whole data set will come back. So this is everything we're having. So with knowledge of if, there are many things, phone numbers, we're trying to check in this phone number. So we are going to do a nested if. Nested if is like putting so many conditions inside one if statement. We separate it using commas and what's it called? And braces. So let's use this example to see what is a nested if. The normal if is just 1. I'll do if. So there is if any, there is ifs. If it is any, if it is something. If it is error, we'll use this function. If it is error, do something for us. So we'll do if. Logical test. This is logical test. Value if it is true, value if it is false. So whenever you just have a simple thing, it is just a normal if. But if you have so many conditions you want to check and you want it to abide by those rules, we will do a nested if. For instance, you come here and see that if we look at the phone number that we are trying to claim, we look at it, you would see that some of them have 2, 3, 4. Now, this is what we want to achieve at the end of the whole day. We want it to be plus 2, 3, 4, because that is how our number is in Nigeria, right? So, if anyone that We check the first three characters. If it is 234, we just add a plus sign in front of it to come out like this normal. The second one, the second condition, we will check if it is starting with 0. We will remove that 0, place with it plus 234, and we have this. Then we'll check if the number does not start with 234 or 0. We'll do, and it starts from here. For instance, this particular one. This particular one does not start with 0 in front and does not start with 234 in front. So we just want to add plus 234 to the front. Then, if it is blank, like nothing is there, that person did not put his phone number, we just return it weights. So this is everything. If you look at this function, you see that we started off with one if statement. And then this is the starting braces. This is the ending. Between this ending, we've done a whole lot of things inside it, using things like left, right. So I will take it one by one so that we would see what this left does for us. So now, if I come here and I take this inner function, I'll just take it. I come here. And I do, first of all, equal to, right? Come to the formula bar, paste it. So I want to check if what I have is correct. First of all, we are trying to say pick the first three numbers from the left of E2. This one going into the table. Left is a very simple function. You are just saying pick the first three number from E2 to come here. Do enter. So this is they're referencing the cell that we're working on. That's why it's not working. So let's say D2. So if you pick it, now we have picked 803, which is what the function of left does for you. You wanted to pick the first 5, you change it to 5. But remember, what we are trying to do is we are trying to do 234. We are trying to check if there is 234 in front of it. So what all that thing does is that it comes here, it says, please check for me if the first three numbers in that column is 234. If it is true, remember, if statement, logical test, comma. So this is the logical test from here to here. The logical test. If it is true, put a plus sign in front of it, and then you will now concat it to this, right? Take it again. I want to take this name small so that I will understand the whole formula, even though it is nested. So we'll come here. Let's use this one that has 2, 3 from front of it so that you understand it. So we'll come here. And place it equal to that's not really. Okay, let's check it. If this is this, first of all, this is the logical test, right? Then if it is true, put plus and concat it to E2. If it is false, just return that value for us. E2. Remember, we're working with the column deep, so we need to change it to deep. So Excel is just, when you hear data analysis, you're dealing with numbers and calculations. You need to be careful. Still not working. First of all, check the data type of this. Don't get some. So I know again. So this is a logical function. If this is true, to get lost, and concat it to D2. If not, return D2 the way it is. So nobody pointed out to me that we didn't put an import in front of it. So this is something that could happen. That's why it's not working. So now we have this. So it checks for us. It says pick out the first 3 numbers from here. Right? If it is equal to 234, it is equal to 234. Add a plus in front of it. Concat it to D2. Else, return D2. But it's not returning what we want it to return. Who knows why? Because we want to work with this cell, but we are referencing D2. Remember, this is D and this is row 2. So if your intention was to use this one as sample, you should do D11. D11. So that's what is called cell referencing. Do you know how to reference your cells in what you want to do? Because now it checked that D2 does not have 2, 3, 4 for us. So it returned D2 for us. It was false, right? So it returned exactly what we gave it before. That was why we are getting the unexpected answer. So if we correct it now, you would see that this is what we wanted it to do for us. So we said the logical function is if it picks the first 3 numbers from here, to check, is it the same thing as 2, 3, 4? It will say yes, it is. Now, because it's true, remember, logical test, value if true, value if false. If it's true, just add a plus in front of it and return it. If it is false, just return the output the way it is first. So that's for that first part. We'll now take the other part. So this is called the nested if function. Now it has done this first part for us. This is another if statement again inside here that does another thing. So we'll take it again. If the left one is like if you pick the first, remember one, the first value from the left, that is from here to here. He picks it and checks, is it equal to 0? If it is equal to 0, it says just remove the 0 and place plus 2, 3, 4 plus. And then concat it. Remember when we use this thing, concat to the right. So we take it now. Let's take this part. So I believe this part is clear. From here to here. But many might not know what is happening here. So here is the right. So when you say left, you're counting from the left. When you say right, you're counting from the right. So we pick this. We come back to our example. We say we paste it. It's a box in front. Okay, so let's take this thing one by one so that we actually know if the formula is right or wrong. If you look at this formula, we're having 2 things. We're having right and we're having len. So len is to count the number of characters in something. I want to count the number of characters here. I'll use len. I'll do equal to len. Len of those 2 references. So there is 10. It's 10 characters, right? So whenever you see len, it means count whatever is. If I do C2 instead of G2, to count including the spacing. So the number of characters here, including spacing, is 8. John is 4. 2 is 3. The spacing between them is 1. That's 8. You do it. So len is like counting the characters. There's len, there is count. There are different things. When you say count, you want to count the number of things in the order-wise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's count. But if you say len, we want to count. It's specific to strings, right? So now let's go back to what we teach before. Control A. So we have this len says count the number of characters inside this D2 for us. And we'll change it to D2. If you count it, minus 1 from it, like move backwards from it. So when you do, what is it called? When you do learn D2, we got 11, right? If you minus 1, it becomes what? We got 10. If you minus 1, it becomes what? It becomes 9. So let's wait. This class is, I'm trying to take it bit by bit so that we don't get overwhelmed. Because it can be overwhelming sometimes. So we did learn for this number. It was 10. Because we did minus 1, started it as 9. Right? So this is 9. Remember, we are going somewhere with it. Remember that there will be 9, then the phone number. So we place what we have and reveal. So this is what we are having. You need to put another bracket to close it off. So now, if we now say right of this whole thing, what do you think we're trying to do? Where this whole part from length to 1 is already 9, and we are saying right E2. We are trying to say pick the first 9 characters in D2 from the right. Count from the right. Pick it. We didn't put it in. So right this. This why is it not 0? It's already 10. I want to pick the first on the right. So these are right. Let's split it down so that you can observe. Something. Okay. Right. Let me replace it with 9. We calculated before. So what's now the issue? It's working well with 9. But it's not working with the men. What's not the issue? Because the whole thing is we don't want to do it manually because it's very bulky. That was why we're using that function. So say then it's so okay. So the whole thing is the braces. So it's not something that you need to rush, like I said. It's you need to calm down. The problem was not the formula, because it's obviously correct. This whole thing is correct. It's just the braces. Body mass, placing your brackets in the right places. That was the issue we are facing. So now that we've gotten what this play does for us, it's picking the numbers from the right based on the number of characters that you specified. Go back. So the whole thing is to do it once, so you don't do it one by one. Even if you do it one by one, you might not get it. So the last one it checks now is if. So now this is from here. We've done this part where we say this concatenate it to this and stop here. So this part it does this right. So this part says check for me the value in column D1 2. If the first character, as this one, the first character is 0, please replace it with plus 2, 3, 4, and join it with the value that we got when we got on the right. Then the last thing we're trying to say that plus 2, 3, 4 and concat it to it. We just take this formula. Then come here. 2, 3, 4 and concat it to it. So we just take this formula. 10 come here. 2, 3, 4 and concat it to it. 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 2, 3, 4 and concat it all we need to do is to change the columns. Maybe when I was working in the previous one, it fell on E2. So this one, the consigned column is D2. So we need to change it else. So D2. Then this is everything we want. This is just exactly how we want the value to be. So like I said, you need to know what you want to do first of all. Then maybe you can now search online. How do I join this team to do this thing for me? Just want to fill down. What is this selecting? Okay, so now we copy. Remember, always copy. No. Copy. Paste as well. The formula has gone. Then I just move what I have it here. Delete this one. Good. So this is our clean formula. That one is done. Can you even rename it? So this is our phone number, right? That we are getting somewhere. Now we don't need to do much here. All we want to do is we want to have a column for states and we want to have a column for Nigeria, right? So we'll do what is called split to text. It's a function. So before I go further, I just want to tell us that we are covering the logical functions because the title for today, the theme for today is data cleaning and logical functions. So we are using logical functions to do data cleaning. We are not doing it separately. So far, we have worked with some functions like if, len, right, left. We're still going to work with a lot of others as we go on, so you can take notes. So now, this how split to text works. You will observe it. What we want is extra 2 columns. If you do not create extra 2 columns, it will replace what you splitted on top of what you already have. Let's do it. So to split to text, select this thing, go to data, split and text to columns. Text to columns. You want to split the columns, the text into columns. So you go to this, says delimited. Delimited is like characters that are separators for us. So here, the characters that are separators for us is what? Is a comma. In some instances, it might be space. So you choose the one that is delimiter. It's called a delimiter. Is it a comma? Is it a space? Is it a tab? So I'll come back. Is delimited. So we'll click on next. And then is it a comma? Yes. Is it a tab? No. Semicolon? No. Space? No. Any other thing? No. It is a comma. So when you split it, it's telling you that when you split it, this is what you see, right? This is how it will look. So it's going to add extra 2 columns for states and for the country. So to click on next, and just what do you want the data format to be? You want it to be general, you want it to be a text, you want it to be dates, and if it is dates, what format of dates do you want it to be? Is it month, day, day, all of that? So you can just explore around it, right? Just leave it at general. But general or text can work because they are strings. So we click on finish to tell you, Excel would warn you, there's already data there. Do you want to replace it? If you go ahead and click yes, you'll see that we were having some things here. It deleted it for us, replaced it with what we splitted. But that's not what we want to do. So before you do it, you should create extra 2 columns. You need to observe how many things am I splitting. You because we just need state and Nigeria, we create extracts. So we insert again, we say insert. So we have extra two columns. So when we split, they will go into this empty ones and not replace what we had already. We'll just repeat it. So now I can now replace this one with streets. Remember, I am renaming my cells the column headers so that somebody, it is easier. You must not leave it the way they coded it. Maybe that's how it was in the Google form. And rename it Nigeria for readability. So now, if I check this drop down, I will see the different formats what I have. So there's Accra, there's NG, there's N Nigeria, there's NY, there's blank. I would select to see how many blanks we have. Those places that have blank, we cannot really do anything about it because you don't know the country those people are from, or you might check their phone number. That's another identifier, right? If the country code for Accra in Nigeria is different, you might not say, then because it's in real life, they're going to be different, so you can just easily impute Nigeria. But for this our data sets, Accra and Nigeria are having the same country code. So I'm not going to put anything there because I don't know which one belongs to Accra, which one belongs to what is it called? Nigeria. Remember, it is a missing thing. And there is a way we said we handle missing value. If it's for text, we can use if it's for numbers, we can use median when there is no outlier, and we can use mean when there is no outlier, and median when there's no outlier. We already discussed that in the introductory class, but we'll still do it here. So now it is text. And if I replace it with anything, it needs to affect the quality of my data set. So I might just leave it. In rare cases, because most people are going to be Nigerians, you can decide that since it's just two people that we are looking for, most of them are Nigerian. That is the mode, highest occurring ones. Let's go back. Let's clear the filter. Select Nigeria. Nigeria is going to be the highest. See that many people are Nigerians. So you might as well just replace the missing values with Nigeria because most people are Nigerians. That's the mode. That's how you replace missing values. But if they are many, we don't jeopardize the data quality. Just leave the blanks there or fill them with unknown. Right? I want to freeze this thing. You know, if you notice something, if you are going up, the tab, the headers going up with it, you cannot really see which one we are working with. So to freeze it, I just come here, go to view, and freeze panes. So you can just freeze top row, top column. I usually just go with this. It does both. So if we are moving, this one will be constant. That's what it does. You can also freeze it. I can freeze from here. I can also freeze from here, like so that if I'm moving, to be showing 1, 2, 3, the others will go inside it. So I can just do freeze. Yes, I have to freeze that one. Then freeze this one. So we are going this way, it is entering inside, coming out. So these ones are permanent. So that's freezing. And just freeze the one with those. It's very, this freezing of pain is very important if you're working with a very large data set because you will be scrolling down to millions, hundreds of thousands, and it will disappear. And then you get confused which column am I working on? So if you freeze it, no matter where you're going down to just be there. So let's freeze this. So because most of them are Nigerians, we are going to replace those two that are blanks, Nigeria. Because they're just two. And the highest, almost everybody is Nigeria. You can just do Nigeria. Now, you can also do something. You can also use an if formula here. That is where if blank comes in, right? Let me delete this thing. So if is, I think if in data cleaning, if is the most frequently used function in Excel. Right? Let's select the filter. So come here. Start. So now because we know, no, that's not what we want to do. Control shift minus delete it. Set control shift plus. No, you can just leave it in. So I want to say that just want to show us what is in state. So why is our state deleted? Sorry, let's go back. I don't know why the state deleted. Or what's this? It's like, okay, it's frozen because of 360. Good. So we undo a lot of things. We've not gone far. So we just import start a new listing. So you can say equal to if blank. Okay, it's not if, is it's blank. So that's where is function comes in. So there's if, there is this one this, or is this? If it's blank, just replace it with unknown. In this case, you want to replace it with Nigeria. Oh, it's blank. It checks if it is if it is true. Because it's not blank. It's not blank. It's not blank. So those places that are blank, let's filter. See the blank. What did you do? Are you sure we reference the right thing? Okay. Go to data, thread. So what we are supposed to do is check if this G2 is blank. So that's another way to check blank. G2. I mostly do not use this is function because I don't need it. What I'll just do in the office, I'll do. We don't like it's not everything that you use, but it's just important. I'm just touching it so that you maybe know how I do it. But the most frequently used functions are if, VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, VLOOKUP and if, then formatting, all the small ones. We'll touch all of them so that they won't sound alien to me. So now, let's see that it's only these ones that are blank, are showing true. So this is a boolean. We did data types. These are booleans, also true. Right? So these places that are true, we just place Nigeria. Nigeria. So beautiful here. Okay, so we can delete this cell. Just wanted us to just have an idea of this blank. So we're not really going to is function because most times you don't use it. There are many functions. Is when you want to use it that to come to mind, or you can on your own like search about functions. What we are treating are the most frequently used ones that you should know and help you. So now we are here. We want to check if this one has, once we are doing this thing by column by column, we are treating them column by column to faster that way. We check these ones that people that do not have streets. What do you do for them? What do you do for them? you can say, let's just, because we don't know their street names, let's just put unknown. So if insert, where's the function? If into is equal to blank. You know what? When you want to write blank, you just write double quotation blank with a space in between. Please, we put it, place it on no. Else, just return it to us. So it returned it for us because yeah, but the other ones are not there. To replace unknown because why did it do zero? Sorry, why is it saying? Why is this? So let's just what they did this. Then you can there's no value. What did that type is here? Go to home. In general, to that's not even the issue. It's treating it as if there's a number here. There's no number. Okay, so what I'll just do is treating it like there's a number. This is 23, this is 23. It returned 23. So what we can do is to filter out those places and check this. Filter out the places that just have numbers without their street names. Because they are used as useless. Then we do okay. Then you can just replace them to one. Much. And drag it down. Even if they are much, I just replace them to one, drag it down. And already end this part. Okay, so because of that, we declare our filter, clear filter. So we're here. We check what we're having here now. You'll see that it's either they are unknown or they have something. So this is what we're having. They'll clear filter. Okay, so I think we're getting somewhere. Our data is becoming good to go. We're almost done with them. So now that we're here, this space is also settled. There is no leading space. Then Nigeria, if you observed, when we there's no formula here. Okay, let's drag this to here. Copy this one and paste as well because it's still formula else to give us issue. Paste as value. Then here, can delete this one. So we are good. If you come to Nigeria, this NG still refers to Nigeria. So let's filter it. Anywhere there's NG, you can replace it with Nigeria. So you can use Ctrl F to find. There's Spanish there. So we can do find and paste Ctrl F. We find NG. Place it with what? Nigeria. this up. It's made in 7 replacements. Close it. Put our filter. So what we're having is just Accra NY. So we want to see who are those people that are NY. I think they made mistake. They want to write Nigeria, they wrote NY. So we just correct this for them. It's Nigeria because the categories of country we have is Nigeria, Accra. So clear it. Filter it again. What do you have? Just have Accra, Nigeria, and the ones that are blank. So the ones that are blank, check for them. So you can see how we are taking this. It's not something you rush. You need to take your time and clean your data. That's why I say that 80% of what you do in data analysis is data cleaning, right? So here they are unknown, still the same thing, just fill it down. And so clear the filter. So we are getting somewhere, right? I still see NG. Oh, we replaced it with NG instead of Nigeria. Then here, you can see that some of them are Nigeria, it's capital N. Some people write their own with small letter N, which is very expected. So what you can do is to use another trimming function, another text function, right? So you might need to go over this video because we've gone through a lot of functions. So this one is called proper. So there is upper function to convert everything to uppercase. Then we pick what we have here. Close it. It changes everything to uppercase. We use lower. It changes it to lowercase. Changes everything to lowercase. But if you use proper, proper is the like first letter. Okay, proper now. Proper. Now, this is what we have, and that's what you want everything to have. So you can just drag it down. Check if it filled everything for us. So you can see everything is uniform. It copies. Copy. Still paste as value. So remove the numbers. Drag this one. The name. To here. Then they need this one. Good. So we are done with that part. Then we come here. Please let me know. Can you still hear me?
Yes, you can hear
Hello.
me.
Yes, we can.
Are we following? Are we
Yes.
following? Okay. Please, if you are lost, please let me find you.
I'm
Let me to
lost
find you. Stop.
though.
Let me find you.
It's kind of fast. I'm following small, but kind of too much. But it's okay.
And you go back to the video. It's recorded. Because if you want to take it at that pace, we will not really finish within the time frame. So maybe after the class, you can go back to the video. But the main thing is that you are understanding it at each point, right?
Small.
That counts for something. It's awesome. So I'll go back. Okay, so we're done with this part. So what we just have is to clean the product category and whatever other things. So yeah, other products. I always like to use this drop down to check through what I have. So there are rice, there are maize, 25 kg. We'll just leave them like that. And because if we remove the kgs, we don't know the rice and the maize, which kg the person bought. So things like that. There's also this and this. Right. Then there are blanks. Let's check people that don't have anything. Why? They didn't. So we don't know the product that these people bought. And there is no way for you to know that this is the product the person bought. So we just leave it like that. right? It's not recorded. It should be a data entry error. But in this instance, we don't know. So still replace with unknown. Because there's no way to infer it. Assuming they are numbers, they're just taking the median. So that is from here. Go to the clear the footer, come back. Is there anything that needs to be done in this product? Yes. So this product needs to be trimmed, right? If you observe, it's just zigzag. And even if you say let's go and align it, there is alignment. It's already aligned to the center, yet some are going to the side, some are going to the distance, right? So what you need to do is to use trim. Remember trim to remove the white space. So this trim actually has two types: left trim and right trim. If you have L trim, I think they removed the L trim from this thing. So they have L trim, R trim in older versions, but there's no need for having L trim and R trim. When trim, the just trim itself can do both removing the white space on the right and the white space on the left. So I think that's why it's noted. So trim can always does the job to remove white space. So just trim it. Trim this cross. Then drag the okay. So check it zero down. Yes, it went through. So we do copy this to this. Then remember, copy and paste as value so that the formula will go right. Then you can delete this part.
Sorry, Loretta,
So
someone
that,
stands at the door.
okay, please go on.
Good evening, Loretta. Thank you so much. Please, I have a question.
Okay.
Okay, like now that you did trim and you used it H2 for it. So is there no way you can use the trim and now use H?
H.
Just H so that everything will change at once without just changing H2 and then dragging down.
Yes, you can.
I don't know. Okay.
Let's see. So this is what we had before. Is this what we had? No. Okay. So what you mean might be something like this. So might be something like this. Just H to H. Selecting everything at once. So it's going to like flag an error. The formula you have entered may spill beyond the edges of the worksheet. So because you selected the whole of H2, this thing, what is it called? To spill over.
Hold on.
And it will
Okay.
still
Is it because that, as in the whole H column,
be selected.
things are not inside it?
Yes. So that's why it will spill over.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Then another way to also do it, anyhow you want to do it, you will still have to, it will still do first of all for this first cell. You will still need to like come and fill it down. So why stressing yourself? You can just do that one. Let it go. Do you understand what I mean? When we enter this thing, still just did for this part. We still had to like come and fill down by ourselves. But for you to apply to that place, it won't just go down.
Yes, I understand, but I was just thinking in a situation whereby you have very large data sets. Will it keep dragging down?
I didn't drag down. I this thing we did was very seamless. You just click here after writing your formula. You're not dragging down.
Okay.
Write your formula. Come here. Here.
Okay.
Wait. Come. Clear content. Equals trim. Select this one. Enter. Now, we want to fill the rest of the others. I did not drag down. Dragging down is not safe. It's work. Because we have hundreds of thousands. You keep dragging down. So what you just do, come here. See how this plus is. Once it comes here, it will change. I will tap on it 2 times. It will fill it down for you. It's very seamless. So just copy. You now paste as that. I don't know if you got it now. Then we delete this part.
Yes, I got it. Yes, I got it. Thank you so much. I understand now.
Okay, so we'll take a look at the category part too. Education, electronics, furniture, grocery, home. So I think we are good with this. So now before we continue, let's handle these duplicates. So we go to data. Remember, my own does not write everything out, so you can always hover around things to know where they are. So this is data, this is flash fill, this is to remove duplicates. But I'll click on it to tell you which cell do you want to use. Do you want to remove duplicates around everything? So I want to unselect everything because I want to use my, what is it called? The transaction ID, which is our primary key, to do the removing. So I'll select here. Then we go down and see that those duplicates here. Remember, if you observed, what we had stopped at 40, if you observed before. But now it has removed things that are duplicated. Now we just have T27. So if we check again, this is T27, this is T27. So why did you not remove it? You would see that this thing is actually TO27. This one is T07. So they are different things. It would have removed it out there. So which one do we stick with? Mike Ukechuku. They are the same thing. So let's just delete this last one. So we are good. Remove the duplicates. The duplicates is very simple. Just go to your data tab. On here. Click on duplicates to go. Then the next one is this part. So we are left with just this part. We are almost done. So now we want to work on the price. Everything is in dollar. So instead of having this thing looking tacky, because the way it is in dollar now, if you check the data type, it needs to be general. Price, you always do calculation on price. So you must change the data to be number. And it having this thing is going to really affect. So once you change it, say to remove the dollar sign for you by itself. Once you change it to number. So what you can do is to just come beside this one. Just put dollar. Remove and reduce the decimal places. Don't need them. Because all of them came in this thing. So now if you check through, you would see that we are having inconsistencies. We have 350 this, we have 800 USD, we have 250. So how do you handle them? Because everything needs to be in a way that you can calculate it. You cannot work on this 250 the way it is here. You cannot easily do this plus this with it. So it needs to be a number. That's why you always need to like drop down and look at your data. So let's select everything. See people that are the culprits here. So these are people that are culprits. They're not much. So I can just manually enter, come here, move the dollar sign in front. This is 250. 250. Good. So we are done. We come here. Clear this filter. I know that by now most of us know how to clear filter. Why is this our filter button not showing? We just did one. Select everything. Go back. Okay. So now we are done. So this place is now, there are missing values. There are actually missing values. So there are missing values. How do you know the prices of these things now? Right? First of all, the products are what? Mattress, price 25 kg, notebook, and chair. So you need to check manually if others, because now the price is meant to be static. I think so. I didn't. I stimulated this data, but if it's a real life, the prices are meant to be the same for mattress, at least per unit. Maybe if mattress is sold 50,000 naira, it should always be 50,000 naira across the price range. Then price is this one. So we'll check. I don't know why this clear filter is not showing. Because it's easier for me to just clear. Coming here to select it again. So we'll just check. Mattress is empty. Rice 25 kg is empty again. So they're actually empty. So you cannot infer the prices of these things, right? Because these products are different. You know, when we say when there's missing value, use me. When there is this one outlier, use me again. That's because we are talking about things that are related to each other. If it is age, we would have said, let's find the mean age of these people and fill it in. Now their age. But these products are very different. They are not related. So how do you do the mean age price? I don't know if you are getting the idea. Because all these things you need to think. It's not just because they said the best method to fill missing value is mean. The best method to fill this one is median, and you just using it. That's why you need to understand the data set of what you're working with, right? If you're working in health, there are certain things that are related that if you add their age and get mean, you can infer and say because your temperature has been around 36 degrees in the last 5 days, and today, tomorrow, it was 32 and 35. Next tomorrow, there was nothing there. Now, it is temperature that you're working with. You're not dealing with temperature, and then you're going to carry height there and put. You're going to carry another variable and put. And then you want to get the mean age of everything and use it as that person's temperature. We're definitely going to get it wrong. So you're doing those things when you're talking about things that are related. In this instance, where our data sets are, they're talking about different items. Rice is so different from mattress. Their price range might differ so much. So we cannot really do these things. So what we just do, leave it blank. If you leave it blank, it's going to affect the values here. Right? Values, their respective quantity. So we just leave it blank because we don't know them. Then or you can replace them to unknown, or we'll just leave it blank because we need to do calculations on them, or replace it with 0. So in this instance, all those places that are blank, let's just replace them with 0 because we don't know their price. So if this was in real life, what you would do in real life is to go and ask them. In my office, I can always tell somebody, hey, this place is empty. What is the threshold that we are working with? Now say the threshold is 98% or 89%. Because it's already there, it's a standard. I'll just repeat it. But now we don't have anybody to ask. So is it that we just filling anything we have in our head? We can just use 0. So I think we should just fill any, so that when we are doing data amounts, to be okay. Okay, so we are done. It's here. Quantity, the same thing. So if you look at this quantity now, there's outlier in this quantity. How do I know there's outlier? Everybody is buying 2. 9, 49. This person 1,000. Now 800, 2 pieces. So now it's not every time that an outlier is bad, like I said before. Outlier is not always bad. Maybe because they are doing discounts for them. Those people now came and bought more. Because now this is growth period. So we will not change this outlier. We leave it the way it's right. Then this place, I hope we know what is outlier by the way. If you don't know, maybe you should refer to our first video. We talked about it, our first class. So now this is 2 pieces. I just want it to be 2. Then this is 800. You need to check their data type, number, page, number, page, discount, number, page. So take a look at this discount. So you have places that are NA, meaning that those people did not give them discount. Let's check. Okay, so this is now there was no discount for their product. So you need to check why, or is it a data entry error? So because there's no discount for them, you leave it like that. It's not your business that there's no discount. So because there's no discount, you can put 0. Because no discount means 0. If it's in, you didn't get discount. So now this clear filter, I need to know why it's not there. Okay, so just clear from there. Then we are done with here. So the dates now you need to check, are your dates, are they in the same order? So now this need as January, February, March. Then this one. So they're not in the same format. So what you need to do, you need to format it to this type. So I'll come here, home. It's a number. That's why it's doing like that. So I'll come here. I want it to be in short dates. Short dates is this way. So let's see the difference between short dates and long dates. Short dates, long dates. So write everything for you. Monday, January 15, 2024. If you want it this way, read that you can now use text to follow to split sales that came in on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, which is actually good. You are breaking the data sets more so that those people will know which weekday has the highest sales. I think we should do it. So here, why did we not have anything there? Even here, don't change. Don't change. Why? I think I know why. So let's go back to general. See how we went. No. Let's go back to long dates. Let's go back to what we had before. It's the formatting that is causing it. So we had this before. If you check, this thing comes in month, day, year. This one, if month, day, year. So there is no month that is 22. So it did not recognize it. That's why I didn't change with the others. So data analysis, you need to be observant and pay attention to details. So you delete the 2 at the back because probably dealing with 12. It's 2. Then this one, there is no date. Oh, so you can probably just
Observe something.
no, there is not. You can check the raw data.
On the formula bar before you change it to 20141305 or something like that.
Okay, let's check the raw data. That's why it's good to have the raw data. Raw data. Where is the date? I think it's here. Lagos, Nigeria, unknown, 800, 300. Just 800, 300. Is this, is this? So it's still the format. Yes, there was something there. Thank you. So it's still the format in 2024 1305. You see that it didn't recognize it. Now come here. I'll change it from here. 8. Let's see what you correct. You didn't correct it. You didn't correct it. Since it's not correcting it, cannot do it manually. Right? Custom. So you can now, since we know what they are referring to is 13th of May 2024. So normally our own is month, day, year. That should be what is there. So I'll copy it on here. Put it. Control V. Right? Good. So we can now do the long date format. See if we are still having inconsistencies. Okay, I think we are good now. So we are good. All of this has happened in 2024. Assuming they were 2025, you'd see it below. So you can deselect everything. Let's see things that happen in January. Only one thing. We want to do it weekdays. Then you have to do text to colon. So if you are doing text to colon, you know you are splitting for January, this and this, right? You need to insert 2 months columns. Select this, go to your data, text to colon, next, comma, next, finish. You just split because it's not text. So now that I've changed it to this, I want to copy paste as well as see. We can convert it to text. General. I want it to general. It goes long dates. Okay, so I think what we can do. Sorry, give me 1 minute. Okay, sorry. So come back. Yeah. What we can do, how do we do it? I think what we can do is to use the left or right function because you cannot text colon works on just strings. Now this is formatted as date type. So it's not working on it. So now thank God we know how to use left and right string. So we cannot use this one now. And I'll say, please come and collect this from here. Pick from, I think in the days of the week, the ones that has the highest characters should be Wednesday, right? So if we count the number of characters in Wednesday, that should be 3. It will not get it though. It will not get it because the number of days in the week are not equal. So now you need to like find your way around. Let's do it first. So you have 3, 3, 9. To pick more than this for this Monday. Still picking this. Okay. You want to just pick Monday so that we can work with the days until the week. Say we possibility. This one down. So just it will just split them. There's a way we should be able to do this. So now in this instance, instead of wasting too much time, I can just search it. How to. So I would probably do it maybe in the next class. I'll discuss it. Control this date type in Excel, extract just what's it called? Date. So now we know what to do, and we've tried a lot of things there now. So the very simple function actually just equal date. Yeah, exactly true. And then so now we come here, just equal to day. Pick what you have here. Day. Why is it still doing this? Right. Okay, there's day, there is weekday. Weekday. Still the same thing. There's day, there is weekday. Just one speak emoji. Let's check once. Does not work, then there's a problem. No working. So no waste of time. I would do it. But these are like the functions. There is day function, date, there is day, there is weekday, there is month. So extract just Wednesday, March, and there is year. So there's also supposed to be year when you do equals year. And then you just put M to use it. So it's not giving me my desired distance. So you will see small formulas that will waste your time sometimes. So you have to calm down and deal with them. So you will not deal with them now. Just attend to it. Or if we are going to use this thing for the final dashboard, we extract it. So by then I should have figured out what's wrong. Now, for this part, let's quickly go through them. So we have bank transfer. We have bank transfer. We have mobile money, which is also bank transfer. We have transfer, which is also bank transfer. All of them are bank transfers. So let's just convert everything to transfer. Right? Now, we need to do a case of, what's it called? A case of proper for someone capital letter, others and small letter. Okay, so let's look at again. Say another thing. Card, cash, credit, and this thing are the same thing. Credit card. Are they the same thing? Are they the same thing? I think so. In this case, they should be the same thing.
Yes, I think so.
So I have credit. Then let's so take a look again. So I think we have something loose like card, cash, credit. Card is transfer, right? Yes, you pay with your card. If you pay transfer, you're still doing the same mobile transactions. So the main thing you're supposed to have is either you pay in cash or you pay transfer, whether it's debit card or card. But it's okay, let's just leave it because now we want to see the means of people, what they prefer to use. They like to do POS with their card, or they like to give cash, or what is the credit for? So define what this credit is for. Or they like to do transfers, mobile transfers from their app. Or so now we need to define what these things are. If they are the same thing, we need to consolidate them into one. Because part of the analysis would be which payment method does people like to use the most, so that you would always make it seamless for your customers, whichever payment method they would want to use, which one you would scrape out, or which payment method causes trouble for your business the most. These are when people pay in cash that you lose money, or when they pay in this one because they're not counting money and you paying somebody stealing from you. Those kind of questions that you don't look into on your data. That's why this one is here. So I think I should just leave it like this for now. Let's work with this four. So the only thing we need to do is we need to do that this proper tree. Proper. So make everything the same thing. Okay. Paste. Thank you. This does okay, so now would you rename it just payment method? So now we can delete this one. So here, expand it as it will. Then pending Nigeria. What's this pending Nigeria? So it's a mistake. It's a typing error. So anywhere that all these things, I will just replace them. So what we can do actually, we can copy this Ctrl C, Ctrl F, Ctrl V, replace it with what? Pending. Pending. Then this all. Close. That's gone. Still have this one. Didn't capture it because it has PL and you're not the same. So you can just do it since it's just one. Then we do this drop down now. So you just have paid and pending. So they have confirmed that this person has paid. Cash is pending. So you can see cash is pending, transfer is pending, and they want to know who has the most, which payment method has the most pending. It's a question you can answer so that they will script it. Let your business not be using that payment method again, something like that. Now, the last part, look at this part. So take a look. There's any, there's none. I think we just any is still refers to none. So let's. So this people, just this one. right? Let me check whether our clear filter still not keep clearing it from here then. So our data is looking more clean than we had before. This is what we had before. This is what we have it now. So if you do your cleaning, you do your analysis, it's easier for you. I'm not running into errors, you are not. It is easier. Like it is way easier. It is even neater to look at. Right? So what's happening here? This person like that. No effect. So you can decide to give your headers colors, right? So I wanted us to do video call, page lookup, or the time you see it otherwise. So in the next class, you might need to be faster because the next class is our last class, and I want us to do the. So in next class, we're going to do video call, page lookup. All those ones are called advanced formulas in Excel. We talk about lookup, page lookup, X lookup, index match. Then there's pivot table for summaries. There is the dashboard. So those are the things we cover in this class. So we can decide to give this. Is good. Then another thing I want to touch before we go is conditional formatting. Conditional formatting is very good. If I want to say, then we are going to do calculated cells. Like there's a lot of things that we can do today that we're going to watch. Or can we do to 9:30? Can you put it to 9:30? Or we should round up? Is anybody on the call?
It's okay. It's okay, so that we won't have to rush the next class so much. I think he said next class is the last class, so don't have so much volume in the last class.
So I didn't. Let me look through because I need to make sure. Although I would send this thing across, but just so that I will touch it. And so now we have this function that is called ABS, absolute value. I'll touch on it now. So we need to do this before we go. We need to do this calculated cells so that when we come next time to just be to read the cover, the other part, read the cover and the next. So well, let's handle this calculated fields. We need to get total costs, total discount applied, and discounting price, final. So we pick them one by one and see if we are good. Then after that, we do conditional formatting. Then call it a day. So let's start with the absolute value. Absolute value would have been, I didn't do it because I didn't observe the need to do it. If I had observed it, would have done it. So for instance, you were given a data set and you needed to clean the parts of this quantity. And you are seeing things like -2, -3, -4. You know that quantity cannot be minus, right? Cannot buy -2 paint on Gary. It's wrong in real sense. So it's obviously a data entry error. So we correct it. Another instance is that you cannot do -99. You cannot pay -999 something. That's the idea. Oh yeah. So there are instances where you look at your data set and you know this is not meant to be here. So you need to like cheat. So now, assuming that we had that minus, let me deliberately put it. minus 2 minus 7. Let's just use this. We have ABS. It's called absolute value. Remember, if you can remember in maths, absolute values, anything that is negative, once it enters into an absolute value function, it comes out as positive. So you just use a function. And that will be it. So absolute value is this thing like doing maths, minus times minus is plus. So instead of doing sometimes before they brought up absolute, what we usually do, we do minus 1 times this one. So if we do it, it will come out as 2, right? But then others that are positive, if you do that thing like that, to now make them to be minus, so you now put if function. So you now do if that number here has a minus in front, there's the thing they use white card is equal to minus how do you place it now? It's actually very simple. Just that I don't use it for a long time, I just use this one. So, but then if you use that minus 1, it will still work. Just if what other that are negative, you would have to then use if function to say if this one carries minus in front. So if it does not carry minus, return it. So that's for ABS, absolute value. So I'll delete it. Then let's pick the calculated fees that we need to calculate. So first of all, we need to calculate the total cost of the transaction that each person made. So where do we put it? I think we can put it here. Let's erase them on money. Okay. So the total cost. So how do you get to that cost? It's a simple formula, right? The price times quantity of things you bought. We need to change this to positive. Just 2%. So you now fill it down. So yeah, good. So this is the quantity total cost. What it was in what? Since the price is in dollar, this one cannot be in naira. It's probably still in dollar. So we get it. So now, change the format to make the calculations very good. So copy it, paste as well. Should know the formulas under it. So they are good. So still the paste as well. Good. So we are done for this part. Then that thing here. Check for the next parameter. It says total discount applied for the person. So because now this is where you need to know your basic math. If they said they gave you 0.1 discount, right? Total discount applied will be how much? So insert. So I'm just doing mathematics for the English. So it equals now price times the quantity of not the quantity equals J2 multiply discount That is L2. 85. So $85 was removed. He was supposed to pay this price. So now they gave him a discount of this amount. So how much did he now pay? So you can do it here. So exact. How much it paid? Amount paid. Final amounts paid. So how did it? To be a case of minus, right? So probably you need to copy this one. This is as well. Equals total cost minus total discount. So we have this. So this is what the person ended up paying. So ended up paying this amount. Pay this. So still another one. Okay. Final price. This is what we keep now. Bulky order indicator. So we use this one to check people who bought large quantity and people who bought a small quantity. So if they're large, that's by large you mean people who bought goods more than 50 units. We tag them as bulky. Then the regular persons tag them as regular. So that maybe you can give those with VIP treatment. The bulky other people. You start giving them VIP treatment. So where do you put it? Put it here. Put it. So we have what do they call it? First we change the column later. So we just have if quantity, which is this, is greater than 50. What do you do? Call them bulky buyers. Else, they are not, just call them regular. It's a quotation mark. It's corrected this verse. So we just have very few bulky buyers. Very few. So you need to treat this. We'll check why they buy in bulk. Is it because of the promo or what? So you need to investigate it. No, this is what data analysis is. Just looking at numbers and trying to make sense of it. So now, I now copy. I will now paste. Distance value. Right? So what do we call them? Call the words. Just put it. Okay. So we are good. Discount applied. It's on that. If discount was this okay, the people that discount on it, and people need it. And this is I think I put this thing so that would watch examples to calculate it. So I think that is everything that we did here. We don't upper lower proper, we don't trim, we don't concat, don't text the columns, twin date and time. So this is the thing we're looking for. This stuff. The how to extract date parts. Okay, this won't be with that's our part. This is it. So this is it. And so these are your practice exercise. At the beginning of the class, I said we have this part. where you have to click here and you have to come here and answer these questions. I was hoping that we would analyze your responses in the next class. Like here, I've had people answer this question before. So, um, so this is the response. I could also analyze it. So this is my back end process for me. I can come analyze the responses to know people who scored for tonight. Sorts from first to biggest. It's not seeing it as normal. So we need to clean it. So we can analyze your responses. Or it might be your assignment. I think it might be your assignment. So you'd answer the question. Yeah. Where will it be? Yeah. Sorry. So you'd click here and answer the question. Then assignment 2 comes here below, where you have to remove duplicates from a list of IDs. So now the data set to practice this more. I might have to share another data set. Yes, I might have to share another data set. But what we didn't do is for this part, this conditional formatting before we go. So I would send across 3 things. This document itself will lead you to the second one, which is the Google form. The third one is data set you need to download from my GitHub. The fourth one is the data set you will use, or you will use this data. Use this data to do it. Yes, this one that we did in class, use it and do it. So it will be easier for you can do through the video. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so that settles it. Then let's do conditional formatting before we leave. So now conditional formatting is like I want to give colors to red flags. So I would come here. I would say I want people who their price, the total cost of what they bought is less than 1,000. I want to flag them red. They're not doing well for my business. So I need to know. I want to see them at a glance. That's what is conditional formatting. So they come here. I'll click this conditional formatting. It gives you a lot of things you want to do. You want to highlight cells that are greater than or less than between the range of equal to text that contains something. Maybe text that contain regular. It was a text distance. Let's that place with regular. This one would work there. Maybe I want to highlight like that. Bulk. Okay. I already see it's already doing this highlighting there even before we finish. Okay, guys. So now these are the bulky bias. At a glance, I don't need to put down. Right. Then let's go back to that course I wanted to do before. So that one is for this one is specifically for text. A date occurring between this and this duplicate values. That time we had duplicate values. We wanted to highlight them before we remove them. This would have worked for us. Then for here, top 10 items, maybe top 10. So these are the top 10 people. So these are the top 10. You can increase it or decrease it. Maybe you want to just see for top 10, top 5. Instead of 10, you can change it to 5. Top 5 tires. So these are people that, you know, Let's clear it first. Clear rules. So we want to put top 5. 5. So these are top 5 buyers. They bought the most expensive thing for me during this period. I might need to give them a takeaway, right? So just as a glance, then so that's what conditional format means. If you don't want to use this thing, you can also use bars to show. There will go as well. Let's use quantity to use bars. Bars. So to be showing you people that can see it. So can see the more quantity, the more full the bar is. The less quantity, the less full it is. All those ones that too. It's not even showing at all. So that is conditional formatting. Conditional formatting. Format this thing with colors. So I can look through my data at a glance. From here, you can even come here and I will filter by color. Where's my filter? Sure. Oh, so filter. It's not showing my data. So you usually can filter by color. So that's just for conditional formatting. I think that wraps everything up. I try to be slow teaching these things, but I know it's a lot. So I hope that you're not confused. And I hope you find it time to go through videos. That's why it is a recorded space. So you can refer to them. And yes, that was all for today. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Good night. Okay, back to me.
Please, I have a question.
Oh, okay. Let's get your questions. You have 7 minutes.
Okay, please, I didn't understand the data part. I was hoping that maybe when I go through it again, that I'll be able to understand. I thought when you talk about that data, is like a place where you can get free data as data set to be able to play around with. But now you gave an assignment and you said we're using that data. I think I don't
Okay.
mind.
So when you come, you have to search my name. First of all, write GitHub Loretta. So there's a course under this your track that is also GitHub. Somebody else will be taking it. So you know how to create your own GitHub account and to store your project. So GitHub is like any project you do, you come and store it. I did this one since last year. So I just came here and stored it. The data set, the result, everything, the writing you want to do, and do it here. So that if you need it in the future, or somebody can just glance through and see everything you can do. This one is last year that we did it. So when you do a link to bring out my profile, then you go to bring you here. Then come here, repositories. Check through my repositories. Most of my repositories are public. So if it's private, you will not be able to access it. So I don't put my clients working. That's why I left them public. Then you open it, click on this one. The name is data transformation. This is the thing you need to download. So this is it. PDF. Can download it from here. So if I'm wasting time to share it, so downloading this one, also download it. I think you also need these ones or other resources from here, like this one. Introduction to Microsoft Text. There's a PowerPoint presentation. You do not for this things for another bootcamp. But if you think it might be helping, you can still go through it. Then this one, this more resources. It has links to data sets where you can get free data set to practice in the future that I've downloaded it before. So it's just something that you put together. Most people do ask me, Loretta, where can I find data sets to work with? So it's so this is it. Most popular one is Cargo. Most data sets here are free, even here. So you can click any of the links, search through them. Then if you want to go further to gain a certification to data analytics, this course is very good. And now that you have covered what we did here, if you're taking that course, it will be very easy for you. I started out getting this certificate and Google Data Analytics certificate. So you can get it accessible. And yeah, that's it. Let's go back. Now, if you click here, this data sets, come here, click on download it. To download it for you. I already have it before. So the links. So I hope it's clear now.
Yes, ma. I think by the time we'll have the video again, we can, as we play around the video, we can now have it as direction on how to really go about downloading it. Thank you.
So let's go from me to right. And let's
All right, I want to say a couple of things, but let me end the recording first.